Um, Full disclosure, I didn't really watch your entire video, just because I didn't. But your third question, where do I get my morals from, sort of piqued my interest, because I've been talking about my morals pretty regularly this week. In 2 prior videos, I've mentioned my morals. And, well, I get my morals from, well, me. I don't get them from my parents, my mother, father, grandparents. I don't get them from my ancestors. I get them from what my brain perceives as wrong. And the thing is, there's no moral absolutes. There's no moral absolutes. There's been no. If that were true, if there were moral absolutes, everybody would have the same morals, but we don't. That's why there's so many different viewpoints of everything. I mean, if you ask the morality of stem cell research, you're going to get hundreds, thousands of different responses depending on how many people you ask. The closest thing to moral absolutes there has been is moral social opinion, where it's just been a group of people thought these were the morals that were most important and they got made into law. And morals are subjective. It's the way of nature. What you find objectionable, I may not find objectionable. What I find objectionable, you may not find objectionable. There's no set. This sounds repetitive, but there is no moral absolutes for anything. I think one of your questions was, why do we exist? And you were saying how the Earth was fixed to produce life. Life exists because the Earth is farther away from the sun than any planet, but it's not too far away that we don't become too cold. And I mean, our ozone layer, say, protects us, and then we evolved from the most microscopic form of life, and we evolved into just greater and greater and more complex creatures, and we adapted to the surrounding environment. I mean, that's why I'm white, and then that's why some people are black, and that's why some people are brown, I guess, or is the term, I don't know. But that's why there's different skin pigmentations, is my point. That's why there is different skin pigmentations, because different people came from different backgrounds, and they came from different places, and their skin was exposed to more and more of sunlight or less and less sunlight. Europeans were exposed to less sunlight, so they became whiter. Africans were exposed to more sunlight, so they had to develop some kind of protection against the UV damage that is done, so they became darker. And I mean, life is just a random series of events. I'm trying to remember a quote from someone. Life is the non-random evolution. Point is, evolution is not random, but evolution comes from infinitely random variables. They come from infinitely varying variables, but it's not random. There's environmental pressure that goes into us adapting. Now, morals evolved with what we found despicable as what we saw as horrible. And as culture developed, there was moral, social opinion, where it was just people started seeing things in the world that they didn't like, and that's what they saw it as, things like that. But my original point of the question I was originally answering, because it's the only one I actually paid attention, where do my morals come from? As I said, things are subjective. My morals come from what I see and what I don't like. Simple as that. I hope this was enlightening. I don't consider myself an atheist, but I consider myself someone who likes science, and I study science, and I use science as a basis for my life. So I'm gonna call myself a science guy, for lack of a better term. Actually, no, I actually have a better term. I'm a skeptic. That's what I am. I'm a skeptic. I'm not an atheist, but I do believe there isn't a God because there's been no proof of a God. That's all I really gotta say. I've said my piece. Peace out. Have a great week, everybody. And morals are subjective. More, rather. Alright, peace.